Top of the morning to you. Welcome back. Hope the conflict talk didn't scare you off yesterday. Well, I'm hopeful that this is helpful to you and that maybe we can help with conflict, right? Doesn't have to be a bad thing. So this the thing, I guess, as a person, I don't fear conflict. I mean, no one likes the messiness of it, but I don't fear it because I recognize that God can bring tremendous good out of it. And I think that's how we need to approach it. With God, this can be good. Conflict can lead to honest conversations that need to happen. Conflict can lead to new beginnings. Conflict can change hearts and minds. This morning, we're turning to the book of Proverbs. Chapter 15. I thought this was some astute. I'm just going to read them. Chapter 15, I'm going to read verses 1 through 5. A soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. The tongue of the wise dispenses knowledge, but the mouths of fools pour out folly. The eyes of the Lord are in every place, keeping watch on the evil and the good. A gentle tongue is a tree of life, but perversiveness in it breaks the spirit. A fool despises a parent's instruction, but the one who heeds admonition is prudent. See, it's I don't know. This text is tackling what I want to talk about today. That first step of conflict resolution, the one-on-one, right? What we say matters. Right? The tongue of the wise dispenses knowledge, but the mouths of fools pour out folly. There's an image for you, right? God's keeping watch over this. God knows what's right and wrong. It's time for us to be honest. And there's two sides to every story. Well, actually, there's more likely probably more than two, but in this case, the one-on-one, there's two sides to every story. A gentle tongue is a tree of life. How about that for a faith claim? A tree of life, we could refer to the cross as tree of life. Maybe perhaps having those conversations in a respectful demeanor with each other. Trying to understand, not necessarily always trying to be heard. I went to some Quaker schooling growing up, and one of the things they taught us was called the eye to eye. When get in a fight on the playground or something like that, teacher set us down and said, we're going to have an eye to eye. Whoever the other kid you had an issue with, and you had to look him in the eye. You had to talk to him. Why you're upset, using I language, not blaming, which, as a kid, I always be like, I'm mad because you're the worst. And of course, teacher would be like, no. But no, in a respectful tone, in a gentle tongue. Why are you upset? I'm upset because I'm X, Y, and Z. And the idea was that in the eye to eye, not only are you making eye contact, but you're there to listen more than you are to be heard. It's not I am the victim or you're at fault or it's not that you're not there to prove a case. Rather, you're there to reconcile. So yes, this eye to eye, it works. The idea is the teacher would leave and it's up to you two to figure it out. There's some buy-in there. You can't leave to figure it out. But that's true in life. If we don't bury the hatchet, if we don't figure it out, we're the one who pays the price, the parties involved. It lingers, the conflict. It causes further problems down the road. Let's have it out now. But gently, gentle tongue. The tongues of the wise disperse knowledge, not folly. Right? So you each talk about your perspectives, and often it was enlightening. You could see why the other person's upset. You could see why there was conflict, not just from your own perspective. God sees all, as Proverbs tells us, but we do not. Sometimes we need that perspective. And so in our 2020 world, I wonder, when I see a Facebook post that just reeks of fear and hatred, instead of chastising them or using harsh words that stir up anger, what about a more gentle approach? What if I ask them privately on a message, what are you afraid of? I think it would be more effective. And I think we should remember that in our own lives. That first step is showing that care, that we're willing to meet with you one-on-one to figure this out, but also invest in each other. Even if at that moment, maybe you do want to tell them you're not happy with them, the inner child coming out. God's ways is brilliant for a reason. It works. So, I hope that this could be step one in burying the hatchet. And if this doesn't work, tomorrow we'll do step two. Have a good one.